Right, good morning everyone, welcome to this week's video. So today's video is the first part in a series of videos looking at different methods of primitive fire starting. So sulphur spiles, these have been used for hundreds of years. So it's basically a little stick that is dipped in sulphur, and then you're basically using a flint and steel, just striking a ember onto a piece of amadou or a charcloth, and then just sticking the end of the sulphur spile onto the ember and just lighting the sulphur spile like so. So sulphur spiles were made by poor people, they were sold on the streets, hence the story of the little match girl if you remember that from your childhood. So today I'm doing an experiment. We've got everything we need to make sulphur matches with, but I'm just going to have a go at making a few different variations. So what we've got is, I've got some very small pieces of fat wood which I've trimmed down. I'm going to have a go at using those. We've got some pieces of birch bark, and we've also just got some small pieces of wood that we're going to use as well. So we're going to make three different types up, and we're going to have a look at which ones are the best. Right, so what we need for this project is, first of all, we need some sulphur. So we've got the sulphur. This was 200 grams in weight. It's about £3.50 on eBay, so it's not expensive at all, and there's absolutely tons here. So we're going to have loads of sulphur here. I'm not even going to dent the bag really when using this. So we need something to heat the sulphur in. So what we've got here is we've got a small bush box. We're going to use a small tea light candle just to heat the sulphur up inside of this. And then we've got the different spiles that we're going to be using. So we've got some fat wood, we've got some birch bark, and we've also got the small pieces of wood as well. Right, so let's get it all set up. So all I've done to prepare these is I've just cut out little small strips of birch bark, and I've just cut them diagonally at the top, and this is the piece that we're going to be dipping into the sulphur. Same with the wooden sticks there. I've just got little diagonal cuts on the wooden sticks, and on the fat wood I've literally just trimmed it up so you've got just a small sort of planed edge on the tip there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the sulphur into the little pot in the bush box, light the tea light, and start to heat up the sulphur. Alright, let's just get this lit. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll just put some of the sulphur into the crucible there. Alright, then all you need to do is just give it a bit of a stir. It is starting to turn into almost liquid, almost like a honey form. I'll add a little bit more in. I'll just stir that in. I think that's going to be enough for what we want to do now. Right, so let's give this a go. So first of all, we'll just have a go at using the wooden spiles. So I'm literally just going to be dipping the tops into the sulphur, like so. Just let it cool down and then re-dip again. So we're getting a nice tip of sulphur onto those. Right, so I'm just going to get through all of these. Just do these wooden spiles first, and then we'll have a go at the birch bark ones. So I'll bring you back when I've got all of these done. Right, so that's all of the wooden spiles done. So I've only done a few of those now because I quite like the idea of using the pieces of fat wood. I think these are going to be fantastic for fire lighting. But what I'm going to do now is just give these birch strips a go now. So I'm just literally just the same as before, just dipping those in. Now this is the issue that I thought we'd have with the birch. As you can see, that's curled over. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of time doing loads and loads of these because I don't think these are going to work. Because if you notice, when you light a piece of birch bark, it curls and curls and curls up. Makes a great fire starter. As you can see, as I've dipped this in, it's all curled up. What we'll do with these, we'll do a couple and we'll see how they go. So I'll just give that a stir up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the pieces of fat wood. These are the ones that I'm thinking are going to be really interesting. So we'll just dip those in. And we'll get all of these done. Right then, there we go. So that's all 3 different types of spiles made here. So I've got a few wooden spiles, a few birch bark spiles, and the fatwood ones. They've come out quite well. Not so sure how they're going to work, but what we'll do is we'll get out a flint and steel and a piece of char cloth, and let's see which one lights the best. So I've got my fire kit here. This is a little Hessian sack by Beaver Bushcraft. This is a fantastic starting kit. There's a video up on the channel. I'll stick a link to it up the top there. That's when I was reviewing this. So everything you need for primitive fire starting is in this bag. I'll stick a link to where you can find this on the Beaver Bushcraft's website in the description below. But you've got everything inside of here. You've got like jute, you've got char cloth, you've got pieces of amadou, and I've just got my flint and steel inside of here as well. And you also get some sulphur spiles in this as well, which I've used and run out, hence the reason why we're making some more. Okay, let's just put that down there. Okay, so let's just blow this over the ember. It does stink, that stuff. Right, there is a flame there, but as you can see, that is rolling up just what birch bark does. Let's try using one of the wooden spiles. Okay, you can see that one that's caught. That's a nice flame. And that one. Right, let's try one of the pieces of fatwood. Now some of these bits of fatwood are a bit thick, but we'll see how they go. There we go, there's a flame there. Obviously with the fat wood, there's quite a bit of fuel inside of that fat wood. It is going to burn really, really black, this is. But I think, as a fire starter, these pieces of fat wood are going to be okay. I was just concerned on how thick they are towards the end of the spile to see whether they would catch. But let's just try another one and see what happens. This one's quite a thick piece. Let's see whether we can get a flame on this. Nearly there. There we go. Works quite well. Right, thanks for watching this week's video. Just a very short video. I'm having a go at making some sulphur spiles. Links to all of the bits that you're going to need is in the description below. There's also a link to a video of how to go out and harvest fatwood as well if you fancy giving that one a go. Right, so next week's video, part of the series of primitive fire lighting, we're going to be going out into the woods and we're going to be turning this fungus into some amadou. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button just here, hit the bell notification so you can get notified when next week's video comes out, and we'll see you outdoors on the next one.